there's another word that comes to my mind. I mentioned all those words at the beginning when I think of you, and that is electricity.
Oh, yes.
What?
Talk about, yeah, you tell me.
No, you tell me. Talk about.
Well, I was just gonna say, for me, talk about being invited into somebody's solo show. Like Terry Ray wrote this amazing play that I get to be in, like, and it's his. Oh my God! Is it Terry Ray? Wow. Oh my God, he's so funny. I think he psyched me out. Wait, but he can't speak. This is
I can
perfect.
speak, Mel. I just can't be speaking. I knew you couldn't edit today, so I kept hinting. I'm like,
wow.
Are you sure?
No, no. At first, I thought we could when we first scheduled it, and then I was like, oh well, I'll have to tell Terry I need to change the time. But then as soon as I realized I had to change the time, I was like, with all this other stuff I have to do, there's no way on earth. I'm so glad you're here. No, you know what I was just saying to David. Maybe you were listening in, but I was telling him earlier, when you're invited into to do anybody's project, it's like being invited into their solo show. And I mean that in the way that it's so personal. And your play is so personal to you. It's about your hometown. Obviously, some of the experiences are based on your life. And then, for me, it becomes very personal. But it's just like, it's like being invited into somebody's heart. And that is such a privilege, David.
Well, I just want to say that because this is Mel's interview, I have to be nice all day.
This is going to be really, this part's going to be really interesting.
We like to torture each other, but I have to say this play is a very intimate story, and Mel and I have been doing it together for 3 years, and I've never had this kind of a working relationship with an actor. It's like, we have to be so in each other's worlds, and it's been very rewarding. Mel is like so generous with his time and his love of the project, and I'm so thankful to have somebody who's so passionate about doing it and is so wonderful in the role. And it's so fun because we spar because we're so passionate, and then we figure out a way to make up and get through it all. But most of the time we have a delightful time together, except I'm not going to give him a foot rub.
Now, go ahead.
No. It's your show. Please, you asked me.
Well, I was wondering, how did you both meet, and how did you both connect in the show? Was it about the same time, or did you know?
There's that little show that I don't know if David's ever heard of it.
Oh, he might have heard of it.
Child of the 70s. Michael
Vaccaro, who's literally like, so Michael Vaccaro is sort of like my godfather in Hollywood. I mean, he introduced me, although should be my brother, but he introduced me to all, like you, David. When I did that show, I got to meet so many people that I love so much. And I was like, this is what I was looking for in LA. These people, these are my people. This is my tribe. Such sweet people. And so that speaks a lot about Michael Vaccaro.
Yes. Yeah. So we met, like, we shot a scene in shot of the 70s, but we had to do a reshoot. So Mel was somebody that I saw in the room, but I didn't know what he was doing. And then I opened the door, and I was expecting this other actor to be there in the scene. We're shooting the scene, and I opened the door, and it's been recast as Mel. So I'm literally in a scene with Mel when I meet him, because I didn't know it was going to be him. So that's how I met Mel.
We didn't even rehearse. That's so funny. It was like,
I was like, oh my God. And I just opened the door, and Mel England's in my life.
And it's so funny because Terry's character in that moment, you were supposed to be surprised anyway. And it was like, literally, he was surprised.
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you like jumped in the room and like made out with people.
Yeah, it was really fun. That was fun. I love that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that scene. I love that scene, Mel, where you're sitting in Bruce Valanche's office and he's like, Hey.
That's what's so fun about that show is that we all got to do these like great, like little. I get to have some moments that maybe I'll have somewhere else sometime, but I feel like it was sort of like your actor's wet dream of things you get to do. Like I got to be in a scene with Bruce Valanche, or I got to have this death scene, or actually, besides that one scene, Terry, you and I didn't. That's all we did, right? Like
Right.
that
Yeah.
was
Because
it. Yeah.
you guys, your characters were all in the acting thing, and I was in the home side of his life. You were in the
Oh, right.
acting.
Well, yeah, he went to New York. Yes, that's
Mhm.
right.
But I
So,
wound up. Uh, um, I wound up with his cousin, so I became part of the family.
hey, that's not, no, I
Chuck
always,
Sekula, so I win.
yeah, no, Chuck Sekula, definitely. It's so funny because who also just recently moved to Palm Springs. We're all in Palm Springs.
David, everybody lives here.
Yeah, David, come on out.
I know. And by the way, how you went from one person to another, Mr. Ray. I'm still going. If Bernie Steinberg,
Right.
who I played in that, if he didn't go to the hospital so many times,
It was written for us to be together. That's what I thought.
it was. But things happen.
But you kept getting amnesia and going to the hospital or whatever, almost dying, and you were constantly going to the hospital. So that left me with Chuck. So
that was in the show. I only went once in real life.
It's so funny. I really loved that about like that Michael would have different actresses play his mom through the years. And, probably, I hate to say favorites because it's like you'll get in trouble, but seriously, Judy Tenuta in that scene where she plays his mom, I was like, oh my God, she needs an Emmy for this. Like she was insane.
Great. But also Gina Hecht was great too.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Great.
I loved I loved it every season. It was a different mom. In fact, I told him, what about season 6, Diana Ross?
Please. And Beverly Sanders. I love Beverly Sanders. She was a great mom too. And Lynn was the season.
You know what? Since we're talking about it, I just have to say, it just came to my presence right now. We lost Irene Soderbergh this year. What was it? 2 months ago? Like it was so.
Yeah.
She was such a
Laura
sweetheart.
Harding too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we've lost 2 cast members from the show. Yeah.
Sad.
I know that's the way to bring it down. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's life. Yeah. But Terry and I, David, are in the process of, since we've had COVID, we had to put the play on hold, obviously, but we're in the process now of like getting it back up on its feet again. And we were supposed to go to Off-Broadway the fall of 2020. So we're still like, that's still in the works. It's
maybe 2022.
Yeah, that's I think the most realistic.
Yeah, we've gone to New York many times. I think maybe 8 or 9 times for backers. And when we do, Mel is gracious enough to let me stay at his. He has a New York place, and we have to sometimes share the bed. And we build this wall of pillows. You would think since we played lovers that we could sleep in the same bed, but we can't without a wall to separate us.
And it's like,
so we don't fight. That's
right. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
No, go.
Well, I was gonna say the greatest part, like Terry was talking about, and we do Josh, but besides Terry being probably one of the most talented people I've ever worked with, and I mean that really. He's a writer, he's a brilliant actor, and he's got a great sense of not just timing, but which is like in comedy is everything, but also, we've been editing together, his ability to do, it's just kind of like Terry does it all. But
okay, I'll give you a foot rub. All right, go ahead.
Well, the thing about Terry is there's foot rubs I wish I could get a little more of. But anyway, the thing about it is like Terry is also probably like one of the most passionate people I know. And I am very passionate. So sometimes we're like, rah. And the thing about that is like when I figured out in my life, like I'm with Tony for 12 years or how many are 14? Oops. So when I figured out how you could have, I think that's the key. You learn in human relationships how to be together and how to share and how to, sometimes you have disagreements and you grow from that. And I think it's like something, it's not always easy to, decide, well, are we having spaghetti? Or are we having, Mexican tonight? I mean, sometimes you have to go through it. And Terry and I have, I think that's probably one of the reasons why the play works so well, because we really invest.
We have a chemistry that is there. We really do. And I think
Well, you can see it right here.
Yeah.
Aw.
It shows.
I'm phoning it in. I'm phoning it in.
Again. No, I mean, we do have this, there's something special, and it's a gift to get to work with the same actor for so long. And it's a very intimate play that is funny. So we get to do comedy together, and it's very passionate. So it's going to be romantic together. And it's also very emotional. So we have all these roller coaster rides that we go through together, and we're schlepping sets. We're ironing costumes. We're doing it all ourselves, and we've traveled with it. And so there's like a lot of together that we have to do, and decisions that we have to make with nobody else to help us. So it's been,
well, Michael, our producer, does help us.
Michael's our producer, but yes,
yeah,
and he's wonderful. But when we're on the road, or like when you're getting ready for setting up a show, we do it ourselves.
And I'm like, I want spaghetti, and Terry's like, I want Mexican.
So we have tacos with pasta sauce.
Okay.
You got a nice mix.
Yeah, fusion.
Okay, the word right now, I'm going to throw out to both of you.
Uh-oh.
Where does this word take you? Pride.
I know.
Oh, where are you going, Terry?
I'm going to, when we got to go to World Pride in New York, and part of this amazing celebration, and also the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, and we got to do electricity during that. And that was like, I don't know that I can have a better pride. I mean, that's right. That is amazing. And it was so nice to be telling a story that fit that occasion. And it was a gift. That was a deep, deep experience. I because you get so busy like doing a play or doing all your, it's like, oh, another show. But seriously, show. Same old show. But yeah, that was a pretty remarkable experience to be able to be there. And we even had a Stonewall, one of the original people who was at Stonewall, Jim Forat, who came and introduced the play, and we were doing it blocks away from Sheridan Square. It was really, we got to go to his wedding. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So there's that. And then there's also Pride this weekend. We're doing the virtual Pride Parade again this year. Right. Yeah.
What a cast you have.
Oh my God. Lily Tomlin, Betty Buckley.
Drop the names. You got plenty to drop.
Let's see. Sally Kirkland, Catherine Hahn, Judith Light, Jason Stewart, Doug Spearman, Terry Ray, and all the Fruitcake Follies. It's been insane the way that came together. Alexandra Billings, of course, who was our host last year, who's coming back. And this year, our host and Grand Marshal is the fabulous Alec Mapa. And I'm really glad for that. One of the things, because I'm on the board of the Lavender Effect with our dear friend Sheena Metal, who's also one of our board members. But one of the things about that is that not only did we think last year, well, we got to celebrate Pride, and even though we're all locked down, so it became a Zoom thing. This year, it was sort of like, do we do it? Do we not do it? Things are opening up. And we realized, even a few weeks ago before they had the new CDC guidance, that a lot of people wouldn't feel safe going out, or some Pride events are still canceled or modified. So I'm really glad that we're doing it because, it reaches people. This is what Alexandra Billings was so excited about last year. By having a Pride on, that's streaming on YouTube or on the internet, there are people in places that can't necessarily go to Pride parades or don't feel safe being out. and they can watch it in the privacy of their home or on their phone or whatever they do, and that they can be connected. And I'm really, I think that's amazing, because we could, I remember when I was like, oh, like a timid little wallflower.
What? I'm just gonna say I have seen Mel working on this, because we're still editing at the same time, and he's juggling all these things, and it's a monumental task that he pulled off last year,
right,
when they did it live, and the same thing this year. Is different way they're doing it, but it's still, he's doing an incredible amount of work, and he's lazy. That's what
do you know what I mean? Andy Sacker and the other people at the Lavender Effect. It's a whole team. Thank God we have Carrie Harrison this year, who's helping us produce it. And it's really one of the best parts of being an actor is that we get to do these things where we celebrate us and we talk about our projects, and then we get to go on stage. But to be in an organization where you give back like the way you give back, David, with your work, it's so rewarding. I'm so grateful to have, so I just feel like, I got dealt the lucky card because I got to survive, 22 years ago from AIDS. And so service is a huge part of my recovery, and it's a huge part of my life. And sometimes it can seem like actors are, like we're headshots and photos and good looks and cheery Instagrams. But, we also have the ability, like Terry has the ability with his work, to tell stories that, we've done Electricity, and we've had people that afterwards can't stop sobbing from how deeply affected they are from the play, because and they've literally said to us, thank you so much, you just told my story. So that's what's exciting to me, is that we get to help people identify, and I don't know, and maybe make them laugh too.
Let's hope.
We hope.
I have one question I had to ask in connection to that. So you're doing Electricity. I don't know how many shows now you've done.
No idea.
How do you keep it fresh every night?
You know what? It's just. I think we both do this. I think we both just live the story each night. I think to me, it's like you get on the train, and the train doesn't stop until you get to the last moment of the last scene, and it's because it's just the two of us, and it's 4 decades, and you can't fake it. You can't call it in. You have to be there, and you have to be part of it. And so I don't think we ever fake it. So I've never felt bored or my mind wanders. It's just Mel and I are both really telling the story each time we do it.
Yeah, well, one thing I'll say to keep it fresh every night is, mouthwash.
Is that a hint?
Sometimes I do offer. I'm like, Terry, you want some?
Have a mint, Terry.
Yeah, but no, but not only can you not phone it in, it's like, it is so important when you're an actor in that kind of a play that you're present, because the people are present. You can't really, I remember, this was a billion years ago, but I was actually stage managing a play in New York City, and Karen Ludwig, who's this incredible director, actress, she was directing this little play downtown in some little theater, and there was this actor on stage, and I was just this young kid from NYU, and she asked me to volunteer to help her, so I was helping out. And one day Karen was the lesbian lover for Meryl Streep in Manhattan. Wow. That's who Karen Ludwig was. So I was like, oh my God. She was on Broadway at the time, and Brighton Beach Memoirs. Anyway, so I thought she was God. So, but Karen, one day, we're having coffee during a break, and she said, so what do you think of this scene? And I don't know how it came out of me, but I said, you know what? There's something going on with this one actor. I don't know what it is, but if he doesn't want to be on stage, the audience isn't going to want to be there. And she looked at me and she said, that's why you're going to work for the rest of your life.
Ah,
And I was like, oh, because that's something so key. You really have to want to be there like 100%. You know, you can't phone it in. It's people are going to be like, refund.
and I'm so excited every time we have a show. It's like, I get to do this. I'm never like, oh, I have to do this. I'm like, I get to do this. And that's a joy for me. I get to do this with Mel.
Uh,
No, I don't mean it. I love it.
no, but it's actually one of the funnest things ever, David, because getting to go from, because we haven't talked about this, but you know, the play follows these two guys that hook up at their high school reunion and their 10-year high school reunion in 1983. And then it's every 10 years you see them, 83, 93, 2003, 2013. And so we get to transform through the decades. And that's so much fun because you're like, you know, just watching, just the clothing changes are
Oh my
a
God.
hoot. Never
When
mind the
wearing clothes, you know, sometimes.
yeah, that's right. Sometimes there's no clothes. Sometimes and the wigs, obviously. You know, some of us, you know, don't need wigs so much, but
Well, I get to bold in front of people.
Well, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to see the show again. You know,
oh my God. What did you
I've-
see it?
Have you
in-
seen Mel do it?
I haven't seen Mel do it.
Oh, okay.
And
We
I've
got
been
to make that
wanting to
happen.
see it, and I was about to come in, and then the pandemic, you know. But now that we're coming to the end of the tunnel and seeing the light, the positive healing light,
Yes.
are
Yes.
you going to be doing it in Palm Springs again, or?
Very possibly. Yeah. I mean, the goal is to get back to New York, but probably getting it up back on its feet here in Palm Springs. Maybe I'll let somewhere, you know, we might go somewhere else on the way back to New York. So,
What about San Francisco? Have you thought of doing it there?
oh my God, I would love to do it in
love
San
to.
Francisco.
Yeah.
We also, before the pandemic hit, we were talking about Provincetown. And I was even thinking this summer, possibly Provincetown. The issue right now still is a little bit, it's sort of like you can have live performances and in lots of places, but they still require distancing or, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
the rules seem to be changing daily. So maybe tomorrow they'll be like, great, everybody can, you know, with smaller theaters, it's a little bit of an issue. Like, anyway.
Yeah, and it's such an intimate play that you want to still have that feel.
Right. You want to have people anyway.
Yeah.
So, everybody get vaccinated.
So you can see theater.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.